All right, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, welcome back. Okay. How are you today?
It's normal and like every day. Yeah.
Okay. Did you enjoy an amazing holiday?
Actually, I just stayed at home.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, stayed at home and prepare for the upcoming exam, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, yes, yes. And we can start now with some part one questions as our warm up, right? Okay. Do you like swimming?
Um, Actually, I don't like swimming. I don't like the feeling of being in under the water. Um, I do know how to swim. I think it's a great workout, mm, but it's not something I actively seek out. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's not something that you actually what at the end?
Seek out. Like,
Uh, so what's that? I'm sorry. Maybe the internet connection is not very strong. Seek
okay.
out, right? Like this?
Right, right, right.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right. But do you know how to swim? You know how to
Yes,
swim?
I do know how to swim.
Hmm.
I have learned from since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Hmm. Okay. Is it difficult for you to pick up swimming?
At first, I think it's quite difficult for me to learn how to swim because I'm scared of water. But with the help of the guider or the instructor, like practiced. I practiced a lot and became a lot better.
All right. So, you overcame your fear of water,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Okay, okay. Actually, we have this one, aquaphobia. Have you
Oh,
ever heard of this one before?
I know. Oh, I know phobia, but I don't know about it.
So, can you guess what it means?
Yeah, maybe it means the fear of water.
Yeah, the fear of being
I know.
underwater. All right, aquaphobia. And this one, can you help me to pronounce it one more time? This one.
Help.
Oh, okay. So with the help of the instructors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Help,
Try.
help. Last time it came out a little bit like a help. All right.
Right.
We help, right? Help, help.
Help.
Okay, okay, okay. And where do people in your country like to go swimming? The kind of places?
In my country, people enjoy swimming in a variety of places. Many prefer going to beaches along the coast, especially during the summer. And there are also a lot of public swimming pools in city and towns, so people can go more for a more relaxed and controlled swimming experience, right?
Okay, a more relaxed
Relaxed
and
and
con
controlled experience.
Okay. Once again, with the ending sounds, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Relaxed and
controlled.
controlled. More relaxed and controlled environments. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Moving on. Are you a big fan of some advertisements?
Um, Actually, I don't mind advertisements, but sometimes they can be a bit annoying, especially when they interrupt my studying.
Hmm.
However, I do appreciate creative or funny ad because they can be entertaining and memorable.
Memorable, memorable.
Memorable, right?
Okay.
Memorable.
Is stressed on the first day syllable.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yes, memorable. All right, amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, okay. And do you often see advertising on like a public transportation or like trains or buses, something like that?
To be honest, on the go to the school or any places, I don't pay too much attention to advertising on trains or other forms of public transport. But I think in my country, it's quite common to see ads on posters, digital screen, and even on seats
Mm.
on trains and that public transport. Yeah.
Mm. All right. You can see some like some posters or some banners on certain buses, right? Public
All
bus.
right. But
Okay. Okay. Maybe we're talking about some adverts about some nutritious milk, some kind of milk,
all
or some
right.
sort of consumers products, things like that. Okay. We don't say on the go to school, right?
Okay. My
You
way
can say on my.
on my way to school.
On my way to school, I don't pay much attention to because I will have to pay attention to
Mm.
riding my own bicycle, my own motorcycle, right? Okay. So you don't focus on anything else. Okay, yes, really good. And how about we talk about you, but in the past. So is
Oh,
there any adverts that made a big impression on you when you were a child?
uh, yes, there was an ad for milk called Zin, yeah, that I saw when I was a child, and its background music really stuck with me, and that commercial was so colorful and fun. It made the milk seem like the best thing ever.
Okay, it makes the milk seem to be very appealing, right?
All
Uh,
right.
yes, yes,
So,
so appealing. Did you talk about like the song or the music in that
yeah,
advertisement?
background music in
Okay, the
the
background music. Okay, the background music. Is it the kind of music with lyrics or without any lyrics?
Mm, it's just a beat with a funny beat, but with like nonsense lyrics. Mm,
Oh, okay, okay. So it's a non-lyric background music, right? Non-lyric background music. The reason why I asked you that question is because I want to introduce you a phrase of
Oh, jingle.
jingle. Oh, have you ever heard of this one?
I have heard of this one, but I
Mm-hmm.
actually don't use that much.
So if you want to talk about the music or the songs in some advertisements, you can use the word jingle.
Oh,
Okay. It's like a short song or tune that is easy to remember and is used in advertising.
advertisement.
Okay. You know about điện máy xanh, right?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I know.
So they have a pretty
Mm,
humorous kind of jingle. Okay, I write down here songs in
advert.
adverts. Okay, you can say, oh yeah, I was totally captivated by a jingle of a zing music kind of adverts, and it stuck in my head for years, something like that. Okay, yes. Moving on. How about with this one? Do you prefer to spend time with only one friends or with a group of friends?
I think I prefer to spend time with
Mm-hmm.
a group of friends
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I can mingle with a lot of them and share a variety of stories um, and experiences. So I think it's kind of a fun experience that I really enjoy in my daily life.
Okay, okay. So you prefer like interaction with a range of different
Oh yeah.
personalities, right?
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. So maybe I can give you an adjective. You can say something like, oh, socially
Oh, enrich
enriching experience.
experience.
So you say, oh, I would prefer a group of different friends because it's a more socially enriching
Experience.
experience. Okay, it enriches your soul because you get to interact with a variety of different people. Okay. And would you be willing to invite friends to your house or your home? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do enjoy inviting my friends over to my home. I think it's a great way to catch up and spend quality time together. Um, and we can like just it can be just a casual hangout or a movie night, and I feel more comfortable in my own space.
Okay, okay. This one is casual,
Oh,
casual.
casual,
Okay, yes. Once again, casual hangout.
casual hangout.
Okay. So you're willing to invite them to your house, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And at the same time, you don't mind going out with them. Okay. As long as you have your friends with you, the environment does not matter much. Mhm. Okay. And do you have a friend that you have known for a long, long time?
Yes, I have a friend I have known for like 10 years now. We have been friends since secondary school. And even though we gone through different stages in life, we still stay in touch and support each other.
Mm. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. A really nice phrase of I have been friends, or we have been
Friend.
friends. Okay, yeah, it's really good. Okay, okay, because in the beginning of your answer, you said something like, "Oh, I have known someone since secondary school, right?" Okay,
Uh,
and at that time, I was about to write down, "Oh, you can say, I have been friends with someone," but then you use that phrase. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. So, where do you often meet your friends? Where?
we usually meet at cafes or restaurants, but
Mm,
sometimes we meet at each other's homes
mm.
or just go to parks or malls, depending on what we are in the mood for. Yeah,
Depending on what we are in the mood for. So it's quite
flexible.
flexible. It's quite flexible, right? We don't have like a fixed
Flexible.
spot. We don't have like a fixed favorite spot.
Yeah.
Our choices of places to hang out can be very flexible depending on the mood that we are in. Okay, okay. And how important are friends to you personally?
Okay. Friends are very important to me. They provide support and a sense of belonging. So
Mm,
good friend can make your life more enjoyable, and they can help me stay positive during tough times.
okay, how can they
Uh,
help you to stay positive?
ha- um, um, they can give me some valuable advice in my vulnerability, yeah, and they can like just comfort me by some gift and presents. Right,
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe they will give you some present to cheer you up, right? Okay,
right.
something like that. Oh, this one, vulnerability.
Okay, vulnerability. I guess I
Right?
kind of struggle when I have to pronounce it.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. So you said something like, "Oh, they give me advice in my vulnerability." It's a little bit not natural. Can you fix it? Okay.
Um, that
Um, give me advice, right?
right.
Okay. Instead of it, you can say when I am vulnerable.
Oh, wait, vulnerable.
Okay. Yes. When I'm vulnerable, when I'm struggling with something, and I
Yeah.
need some sort of recommendation or suggestion. They'll give me
Yeah.
the exact date. Okay, okay. Another word for important. Okay. Try not to use the same word in the questions, right? Can you think of a different word to important?
Mm, I think maybe indispensable part of my life and
Oh,
vital role in my life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have all the beautiful language, right? So use them. Okay, use them. Do not rush your answer, right? Do not rush your answer. Okay. Treat it easy. Keep it easy. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, in part one, you are a little bit rushed. Okay.
Right.
Do not rush it. Do not rush it. Okay. You have beautiful language and amazing linguistic capability. So take your time and show what you are truly capable of. Okay. Do not rush it. Do not rush it. Do not rush it. Okay. Enjoy it. Ah, do you often purchase new books?
Not really. I rarely buy books because I usually use online materials
Hmm.
or borrow books from my friend. She's a total bookworm, and so she has a huge collection. It saves me a lot of money, and I still get access to what I need.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Good one. Good one. But this one is money, not money. Money.
Money.
Yes. It is. It saves me a lot of money, right? Okay. And I'm sorry, between reading books and watching movies, which one do you like more?
Actually, I prefer watching movies more because they are like an outlet for relaxation, and it's just visually interesting. After a long day, I just want to chill and not pay too much focus on text or studying on books. Yeah,
Okay. Reading books here, it can be like reading novels, reading something interesting. We don't limit it to reading something academic.
I get
Oh, all right. And with watching movies, maybe you can say it's something like is visually stimulate.
stimulating.
It's visually stimulating, and you can say it is less heavy go,
Oh, let's see
less
going.
heavy going. Okay, because most of the time when we talk about reading,
Money.
you need to focus a lot in terms of your concentration, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, with watching movie, it is less heavy going, visually stimulating as well. Okay, okay. And are your reading habits now different than before?
Yes, totally. I used to read more fiction when I was younger, but now I mostly read online articles or academic research
Mm.
for my studying, and I guess I don't have as much free time as before.
Okay. So the genres of the materials that you read have changed over time, right?
Right.
Okay. Once again, the
Oh,
research,
research.
research with j at the end. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right, that's it for our warm up. Let's move on to the main part, which is part two and part three. As you may know already, in the real test, part two and part three are the kind of sections that really count, right? Part one
Right.
is more like the warm up so that the examiner know your like the overall level. But then part two and part three are the sections where your real abilities can be exposed. Okay. So if you can perform well, it can definitely be a big boost to your overall band score. All right. Yes, yes, yes. How about this one? A
Okay.
time you made a promise to someone?
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
time you make
okay.
a promise to someone. All right. If you're ready, you can get going. Okay. Yes.
So I would like to talk about one occasion that I made a promise to my younger brother. Um, I told that I would help him prepare for his final exams. And this happened last year when he was about to face his biggest test in school. At that time, he was struggling with maths and felt really overwhelmed with all the revision. And therefore, I promised him to spend time and like help him. Yeah. Before I made this promise, I had never taken on such a responsibility. I had helped him with schoolwork before, but not to this extent. It was a big commitment, and I knew it would require a lot of my time and my patience. At first, I wasn't sure um how would I manage my my own studies and his test, but it was really important to support him during such a stressful period. Um, so I have I had to keep my promise. But and if I hadn't kept my promise, I think he would have felt even more overwhelmed and perhaps even lost confidence in his ability to succeed in his exams. So I think I really glad that I can like provide support and some advice to strengthen her to strengthen his confidence, and that promise also like enhanced our relationship and made my younger brother feel more relaxed in his test. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In his upcoming exam or something like that, right? In his very important examination. Okay. And how did it turn out? How did it turn out? Like, did your brother pass the exam or something?
um and I think um af- after the day of exam, he announced that he achieved a really high score. I remember that it was uh, 9 or 10 or something in maths. Well,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And you said like he announced that something, right? With the word announce here is a little bit
um,
like formal, right? What else can you use?
oh, he told me.
Oh yeah, he
Okay,
told me. That's fine. Perfect. Or you can say he informed me.
for inform me.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then after he took the test, he informed me that he got a very high score of a
Yeah,
9.5, something like that. And I was very proud of him, and I was very proud of me as well to stay
right,
committed to the promise that I had made initially. Okay,
right.
yes, yes, really good, really good. When he was about to face his biggest task, once again, he was about to.
Face his biggest task.
Okay, the ending sound right here, right? Face. Okay. He felt very overwhelmed. One more time.
He felt very overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. And
Oh,
what can be another word for overwhelmed? What do you think? Hmm.
mm, maybe.
Okay, or you can say, at that time
Oh, that's really.
he was struggling a lot, right? He felt very
Overwhelmed.
Yes, overwhelmed. That. Okay. And this one, I made a promise. I made a promise. One more time. I made.
I made the
Uh,
promise.
made. Because last time it sounds like um
Eh?
not it's still a but like made something like that.
Mm,
So it's like made, right? I made a promise. I made a promise. Once again,
I made the promise.
all right, yes, really good. I wasn't sure how I would manage my study in his test. Can you spot the error here? Just a minor error, just a very small mistake here. Okay, we don't ask any question here, right? We don't ask any question
Oh,
here. So it should be how would I or how I
good.
how I
Good
would. I wasn't sure how I would because it is not a question.
passion.
It's not
Okay.
a question, right? Okay. Enhance our relationship. That's okay. That's okay. But with relationship, most of the time we'll use the word
Strengthen.
strengthen our relationship, or foster our
Real.
relationship. Okay, foster our relationship. I can see you use a lot of good tense like I had helped him before, but not to this extent, right? At the end, you also use conditional type three. If I hadn't helped him. However, as I mentioned before, the word overwhelmed was repeated when you use a conditional type three. So
Mm,
if it's possible, you can say you can replace the word struggle with the word
so,
overwhelmed. So can you help me to do the conditional type three once again? Just
okay. If
okay.
I hadn't kept my promise, I
Hmm.
think my younger brother would have felt even more struggled
Hmm.
and perhaps even lost his confidence. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. With struggle, you can just use struggle as the main verb, right?
Okay.
We don't need the word fail. You can say he would have struggled and then a great deal.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, he would have struggled a great deal. And I keep my promise, something like that. That's fine. That's fine. But can you generate some different alternatives to the word keep my promise? Okay. Can you think of other phrases for it instead of keep my promise? What else?
Uh, like, hmm, my I
Keep my
commitment.
commitment. Yeah, for sure. Keep my commitment,
Commitment.
right? Keep my commitment, keep my words, or you can say stay committed to my
The word.
words.
Commit.
Okay, yes. Okay. Or you can say something like, oh, I manage to stay
Yeah.
reliable, or maybe
To
dependent.
hand.
Okay, I showed to my brother that I stayed true to my words and he could rely on me. I was really reliable. Right. Okay, something like that. And we can follow up with this one with one part three question. Okay, so do you think children can keep their promises? Do you think so?
Promise.
Do you think children can keep their promises?
I think it depends on like many reliable children remember what they said and that what they committed, so they can realize that promise.
Mm.
But some other children is easily to is to easily forget what they have promised, so they often like don't they often don't stay true with their words. Yeah.
Okay. They often completely
Overlook. Yeah.
yeah, they overlook their promise. They don't remember what they say before, right? Okay. And they just, you can use the word fail to keep their promise. Okay, fail to keep their promise. But how about like which type of children is like more common? The ones who can keep the promise or the one who fail to keep the promise, in your opinion?
I think the one who failed to keep their promise,
Hmm.
that they still in their like their age of like some cognitive maturity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard for them to learn about responsibility and some self-control. So yeah.
Okay.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe with some proper guidance or role models, they can gradually learn to follow what they committed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, really good, really good. So, with one follow-up question, and you can show a lot of good vocabularies like cognitive maturity, the importance of responsibility or something like that. Okay. So, the reason I ask you that follow-up question is because like you mentioned two types of children, right? Okay. And it would be better if you make a little bit of a conclusion of which one is more common, uh, which one is a more dominant group, right? Yes. However, this one is cognitive maturity. Once again,
Cognitive maturity.
cognitive maturity. All right. Yes. One more question. Okay. So, parents should parents keep their promises to their children?
Yes, I think it's really crucial for parents to keep their promise.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah, uh, because they are the role models for their kids. So if they don't keep their words, their children will follow, and the children is very impressionable, so they can imitate that behavior and even deceive their other children. Yeah.
Okay. You have just used the word deceive, right? So what do you mean by deceive?
I mean, no, they can make up any promise they want, but finally they don't carry out any of them. Yeah.
Okay. You can use what? They don't delete. They
I
don't
deliver
any of the
the promise.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Kids. We have the word kids here. In
Uh,
fact, this one is quite informal. You know that, right? Okay. And what else can we use instead of kids? Ah, all right. You can say,
Young.
oh, the youngsters, right? Youngsters. Fine. Okay. Young,
Yes.
youngsters. Or you can say, if you talk about like parents and their kids, you can say
Springs.
their offspring. All right. And if you want to be even more formal, you can say their
Oh,
progeny. Have you ever heard of this one before?
I never heard of this one before.
Okay, this one is one of the one that I pretty love. Okay, progeny.
Progeny.
progeny, progeny,
Pro?
Progeny.
Yes,
Progeny.
progeny. Yes, 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 yes. And I can recommend you a book if you want to learn very advanced vocabulary, very advanced one. Um, do you know about the book named Verbal Advantage?
Oh, I don't have I don't have a
Okay.
chance to know this book.
Oh,
Oh,
you haven't heard of this one before, right? So if you have time, you can check this out. Okay, verbal advantage, pretty amazing. I guess really good. We can move on to the next one. Okay. How about this one? Describe a job that is useful to society. Mm,
okay.
okay. What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, so one job that I believe is extremely useful to society is teacher.
Mm,
Because my grandfather used to work as a physics teacher at a local high school in our hometown, and I really admired that he dedicated more than 30 years of his life to education.
mm,
Um, and a lot of his students appreciated his hard work and mm, his knowledge. Um, and I think teachers can play a vital role in shaping the future. They educate students, develop their thinking skills, and even inspire them to reach their untapped potential. Maybe without teachers, they wouldn't be professionals like doctors, engineers, or scientists. So over the years, teachers have guided younger generations not only academically but also emotionally and socially. And I think this job is usually done by people who are patient and passionate about their job. They must be good at tackling diverse groups of students, and they often work long hours for preparing lessons, reading, and managing classrooms. If there were no teachers, education system would collapse. So that's why I believe a teacher is really indispensable part of society.
okay, amazing. A lot of details to talk about teachers, right? All right, you use really good words like untapped potential, right? Can you help me to repeat this one once again?
Untapped potential.
Okay. How about this one?
Academically,
Mm-hmm. Academically, right? Clee. Okay. One more time, please.
academically
Yes, perfect. How about this one?
patient.
Okay, the last time it was once again, it's just like pension, right? Okay.
Okay.
Pay, patient. Okay. Good answer overall. I can see you mentioned your grandfather, right? Okay. And we have past simple, like he dedicated something. A lot of people respected his hard work. At the end, you also use conditional type two. If there were no teachers, education system would collapse, something like that. However, if you want this kind of performance to be even more personal, instead of giving a lot of details, you can plan it to maybe a story of your grandpa talking about his profession, right? You
Okay.
say, oh, when I was younger, my grandfather was telling me all his professional stories. Okay, the stories that he taught a lot of like maybe celebrities, something like that. You can make up some stuff. Uh, so by doing that, you not only show the importance of this profession, but at the same time you showcases to the examiner. Oh yeah, this one is the one that I created myself. I do not like pick some random details on the internet. Okay, so it is personal. That's really good, really good. So I write down here, tell a personal story from your
Okay.
grandparent. Okay, yes, something like that. And you can say something like, oh, if it hadn't been for those stories, I wouldn't have what? Can you think of the second clause? If it hadn't been for those stories that my grandfather was
Wouldn't have
telling me, I wouldn't have.
realized the significance of teacher in our society. So
Oh, I wouldn't have realized the significance, right? Once again, significance
significance of
of teachers in society.
society.
It can be significance of teachers, and at the same time you say, and there's sacrifice, something like that, and their dedication. Yeah, so you connect to the stories, and at the same time you can use conditional type frame. All right, so that's how you make your speech more personal to your own situation. Okay, and how about another part three question? Okay, so we discussed job, right? Okay, the job markets and things like that. So, do you think that doctors and nurses deserve higher salary?
Mm, I think doctors and nurses should be well paid because they provide essential services and often work long hours under high pressure. Moreover, their work requires extensive education, training, and they also must be they also must have res really great responsibility for people like so a competitive salary will attract and retain skilled professionals like doctors and nurses in the healthcare system.
In the healthcare system. All right, yes. Extensive education, training, amazing work, but at the same time, you can use word rigor.
Vigorous.
Okay, it's very difficult, demanding, challenging education and training. So your answer mentioned the critical roles that doctors and nurses play in society, right? Okay, they need to undergo a lot of training. They need to be reliable, right? Be dependable. They work under a lot of pressure for prolonged periods of time. However, this one is like a higher salary. So it also emphasizes the fact that uh, it is necessary to raise their salary. Okay, so is it necessary to raise the salary, or do you think it is already high enough and there's no need for that?
Uh, Actually, I don't know about so okay. I think they in some certain cases and like uh, outbreak epidemic like COVID-19, in that serious situation, the government should raise doctors and nurses salary to like support their well-being and also like comfort what they have been through, yeah, in
Hmm.
that really difficult time.
Comfort what they have been through. I think another word would work more naturally in this case. You can use, instead of comfort, you can use what
Compensate.
compensate for their suffer, okay, or for their hard work. That's cool. So you mentioned specific periods of time where the demand for healthcare is rising significantly, right? Uh,
Um,
The workers in the healthcare system, they need to work more, so they deserve rising salary, higher salary. Do you know about private clinics? Do you know about this one?
Oh, I know it.
Okay, so why do you think doctors they must like launch or organize or have their own private clinics? Why is that?
Maybe they want to gain more money in their daily life, apart from apart from the salary from the public hospitals.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't actually
Okay.
think that. Maybe
Oh,
that.
yeah. So that tells us something, right? That tells us something. That tells us that the amount of salary or earnings they make from their let's say their official job, okay, their public job is not enough. So that triggers the desire for them to open their own
I
clinics.
think right.
Uh, and sometimes we know some of the doctors, if we want to be treated by them in
Uh,
a more relaxed environment, we can ask them more questions and they can take care of us more. We must go to their private clinics
uh,
as opposed to go to like the hospital, because in the hospital a lot of patients, so they cannot take care of us well, and at the same time at the hospital they are not paid that much, so the
mhm.
enthusiasm can be lower, something like that. All right, yes, yes, yes. So I'm telling you this so that maybe you can explore this one. You say maybe the public healthcare system is not giving doctors their the compensation they deserve. All right, so yeah, and you can give the example of a lot of them have to open their own private clinics, okay, to increase their living standards. All right, yes, something like that. And if we want them to be dedicated to their
Uh,
job at their hospitals, we need to do what?
Maybe they provide more subsidies or extra earnings
Mm-hmm.
for they working. Mm, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Dedicated. Their salaries must be raised, right? Must
Right.
be raised. Okay. Okay. Good one. One more. So between young and old people, which one deserve higher salary?
Mm, Young and old people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the age will decide the amount of salary they deserve. Mm, it need to um base it needs to be based on other criteria like their skill, their proficiency, and dedication to
Mm-hmm.
their work. Mm, so that those mm, requirements will decide what they achieve, what young or old people achieve. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of how old they are, right? Okay, regardless of how old
Oh,
they are. Okay. You also use word criteria, right? Criteria here, but criteria, it is already a plural
right.
now. So you can just say criteria,
Serious.
criteria without s at the end. Just criteria. And how about the singular now of criteria? Do you know what it means? What it
I
is?
remember that the
Did you?
criterion.
Yeah, criteria.
Criterion.
Yes, criterion. Okay, you mentioned the proficiency, dedication, the skills, and at the same time, we can talk about like the experience that they have. Okay, the experience that they have. All right, moving on. Next one. Okay, okay. How about this one? An invention that is useful in your daily life. Okay, what do you plan to talk about here?
So an invention I absolutely cannot live without in my wireless headphones. For
Hmm.
me, they are not just a tool to listen to music, but like a multi multi-functional device that supports nearly every aspect of my daily routine. Every day I use them to stay focused and productive during study sessions. They help me unwind after a long day by letting me immerse myself in my favorite tunes or movies without disturbing others. So my wireless headphones have truly become an indispensable part of my life, offering both convenience and comfort whenever I go. So I think wireless headphones are a modern invention that has changed the way we consume our audio. They incredibly useful because they offer freedom of movement without the hassle of tangled wires. So, thanks to technological advancements, many models now include noise cancellation, long battery life, and some smart features like voice control. Mm, and I remember that there was a time when my wireless headphones suddenly stopped working, and it really disrupted my routine. One day, while I was listening to music, the audio suddenly cut out and they wouldn't connect to my smartphone anymore. I tried everything from charging them, resetting the connection, but nothing worked. I had relied on them for many tasks that I felt completely lost without them. Um, if I hadn't experienced that breakdown, I might never have realized how dependent I was on them. Yeah. So I think by the end of this year, I will have bought a new one wireless headphones for using them every day.
At the end, you can just say, "Oh, I will have bought a new one with higher
From
performance." Okay, to enhance my music listening experience. Okay, yes, to enhance my music listening experience. Because at the end, I can see you say something like, I will have bought a new, and then some seconds, and then one, a new one. It should be smooth, right? A new one, a new one. Okay. We have this one. Okay, this one is wordless, right? Less, not less. Wordless.
wireless.
Okay. Because one more time, I'm sorry, one more time. Wordless.
Wireless.
Mm,
Wireless.
mm. Because you know what? The last time is a little bit like wordless. And at first, I thought you want to talk about your wallet. Okay, it's like the word like this, so it was quite confusing, right? Okay, so that's the first one. Then the second one here is the word of without.
Yeah.
Okay, without. Once again, without.
Without.
Mm.
Without.
We will listen to its pronunciation. Okay.
Without.
Hmm.
Without.
Without. Once again.
Without.
Hmm.
Without.
Without. Because most of the time we will pronounce like without, right? Without. So if we pronounce like that, we stress on the first syllable. But it should be the second. Without, without. And I remember back then when I was younger, I had a one-on-one class with a native speaker. And he kept reminding me of this is without, not without. He kept reminding me that. So it was one of the words that I pay a lot of attention to. Okay, without.
Wow.
Yes, without, right? Right, and this one is what?
Wireless.
Okay, yes, wireless. Okay, and this one, it has changed.
It has changed.
Okay, chitta, right? Has changed. Okay, once again.
It has changed.
Yes.
It has
Okay. Very difficult, right? All right, yes, good one, good one. And you know what? I was about to remind you to include a personal story. Okay, but at the end you did add it, you did incorporate it in your answer, which is really good. All right. So you borrow a context in the past so that you can use like I had relied on it for a long time, and if it hadn't been for it, okay, you know what? However, it would be better, if you introduce this a little bit earlier in your speech. Okay, do you know why?
Oh, why do you? Okay.
Okay, because we only have like 2 minutes for this one, right? So when you're speaking, I will not interrupt you because I want to hear the whole thing so that I can give you the feedback. However, in the real test, if you pass the 2 minute mark, the examiner will stop you already, right? Okay. And because we have the intention to include a lot of tenses, so we need to realize our mission. And then after that you can freestyle. When you use a lot of tenses, you can freestyle. You can talk about whatever you want. But get it done first. Get it done first. Okay, that's really good. Move on. We can talk about invention in part number 3. So, do you think normal people can invent something new, or just like the professionals can invent new things? Can normal people do that? Okay.
I think normal people still can invent something new,
Mm-hmm.
but just a small ones like I for example, in my country, there was a man. There is a man who can um combine uh, the hand fan with I don't know with something, and it can create automatically uh a fan. Yeah, I don't know how to describe, but um, I think they can learn the knowledge about invention on internet, and they can apply it on some trivial task.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah, but regarding other great invention in history, only experts, only professionals can do that.
Okay. So you talk about like a man who can invent like an automatic fan or something.
Right. I
All
don't
right.
know how he did that, but yeah, he still can invent something.
You know what? Let's say. I don't know if you have ever heard of a UFO shaped boat.
Oh no.
Okay, I will show you that because you can use it as an example in your speech. Okay, created by Vietnamese. Okay, like this. This one. A Vietnamese man builds UFO-shaped watercraft. Okay, a man in Kiên Giang province named Trần Long Ho has built a UFO-shaped jet boat that can reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. Oh, okay. And it is powered by a jet ski and engine. It is this one is a YouTuber. Okay. So the key for this is what can be the reasons behind some normal people being able to create something very interesting like this. Can you guess the reasons behind this?
Maybe they have learned the process of creation technology in their high school. A lot of school incorporate some competition about creating and inventing new technologies, new inventions in their official curriculum. So many enthusiasts um, have participated in that competition, and they express their ideas and showed a lot of their project. Yeah.
So you emphasize the facts that they have already had a foundation, right? Okay, in terms of knowing the basics of how the machines can work, right? How the machines are created. Okay, you can learn. You can use the word. They have learned the
Basics,
or the fun.
fundamentals.
Okay, yes, yes. And then after that, you can say machine creation. But at the same time, because they are just normal people, right? They don't have the rich or abundant financial resources. They don't have state of the art or cutting edge technology. They don't have much resources overall. So they need to be very very what with what they have. They need to be
They need to be
very creative.
creative, right?
They need to be very creative. They need to be very imaginative.
Imaginable,
uh,
native.
Imaginative, creative, to make use of what they have. Okay. No rich financial resources are available. Okay. And you also mentioned most of the time the invention, the big invention, right? Or you can say the groundbreaking.
Perfect invention.
Right? Most of the time they come from who? They come from
Agreed. Some
science,
great scientists.
scientists or big companies, right? So why is that? Some expert. Okay, why is that?
For scientists, they will have um maybe they will have more chance to assess the high performance technology. And they have some funding from government to realize their dreams and carry out some big projects to invent a cutting edge machine.
All right, they have more money, more funding, right? They have more equipment or technology available for them to use. And most of the time, I don't think scientists, they work alone by themselves, right? They have
Like a team.
a team of different scientists, and they work together professionally. So the invention will be more possible to be realized. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. So the reason why I keep asking you questions like this is because I want to combine everything into your answer. Okay,
Yeah.
you can give the reason. Oh yeah, normal people they can do that. Why they can do that? Why? Because they have learned, right? Because they are creative, something like that. But the number of people who can do it is quite limited, right? It's quite limited. Okay, most of the time it comes from these people, and then you give the reasons why. So that is the exact kind of outline or structure of your IELTS speaking part 3 question. Because trust me, the examiner in part 3, they just want to listen more. They want to listen more. They want to listen more. Okay. So be free to extend on your answer, okay? Yes. Do not hold back. Do not hold back anything. Okay. 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 We can move on to the next one. Describe a time when someone asked for your opinion.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a time when someone asked for my opinion was just a few weeks ago when my best friend asked me for advice about buying a gift for her mother's birthday.
Hmm.
Uh, she really wanted to get something meaningful, but she was unsure what would be both useful and special. And before asking me, she had already looked through several online stores, even visited a few shops, but nothing seemed quite practical. So at that time, she was browsing different options online, but couldn't make up her mind, which is why she turned to me. She knows that I'm pretty thoughtful when it's come to giving, so she asked what I thought would make a good present. And I asked her a few questions about her mother's um, favorite items. They like, uh, and it turned out her mom enjoys skincare and beauty products. So I recommended a high quality facial care set along with a specialized birthday card. I told my friend that something personal, even if it's simple, can often mm, mean much more than an expensive gift. I also shared my opinion that gifts should reflect how well you know the person taste, and I believe that thoughtfulness um, really matters than price. So if I were in her place, I would choose something that show the true care and attention rather than going for something trendy or expensive. Yeah.
Okay. So your recommendation to your friend is that she or he should go for something personalized, right? Okay. Something that can showcase the care, the attention, instead of going for something just purely trendy or material related.
Yeah.
It's really good. In the beginning, you say, "Oh, something that is both useful and then with the word after the word and here," but I couldn't hear what it means. Uh,
Special. No,
Chaser or
no,
something?
special.
Oh, special. Okay, okay. Useful and
It's
special. All right. And you know what? There's a time when you mentioned, oh, practical, right? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's the nice word here. But at the same time, at that time, I thought you were about to use the word
all right.
fitting. Okay. Fitting is a more fancy word.
Suitable.
Suitable. Okay, yes, yes, yes. More, a more fitting up. option. Okay. Fitting. And there was a time when I wrote down preference. So when you talk about, oh yeah, you needed to know about your friend's mother's kind of like preference or hobbies, and then you knew that she was really into skincare or something. So you decided to go for that. Okay, that's good. That's good. I can see you use past continuous, right?
Right.
Past continuous and then conditional. But did you use conditional type? I'm sorry, did you use past perfect?
Past perfect. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I when I talk about like she had already looked through a lot
Oh,
of topics.
oh, okay. Yes, yes. She had already looked through, right? Okay, okay. So I can see that with this performance, all the tenses were concentrated in the first or in the middle part, which is a good thing. Okay, that's something that you should use. Okay, how about a part three with this one? What would happen? What would happen if we are given a lot of different opinions, if we are surrounded by a lot of different opinions, what would happen?
I think if you receive a lot of recommendations, you will be really overwhelmed and you will experience a sense of confusion
Mm.
and you don't know uh, what is suitable and what is needed. So maybe you just need to seek out some valuable advice from people you really trust. So it can make your decision become more well informed and reasonable.
Okay, well informed and with decision, you can use what?
Oh,
Sounds. Okay, sound
decision.
decision. Okay, okay, okay. And the next one, your previous answer was really good, was pretty decent. Okay. Um, the next one, let me see. Should children listen to all the opinions or all the advice given by their parents? Should they listen to all of them?
I know that a lot of parents' advice is just good for their children.
Hmm.
However, some people or some parents is too strict and they just limit their own offspring without uh, without without letting their children uh, explore their own potential.
Hmm.
So maybe in some cases, if you don't want to listen your parents' advice, you can explain why for them and also provide some other alternatives option. Yeah.
Okay. So, in what kinds of situations or aspects that children can make their own decision and not listen to the advice or the influence of their parents? Okay. Can you
Uh,
think of like specific aspects or situations?
Maybe in the career pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
they need to decide their own prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't be regretful in the future. And I think choosing what fulfill you in your professional path will make you more relaxable, relaxed, will make you relaxed and comfortable in your work rather than listening to your parents' guidance. Yeah, in some cases.
Okay, okay. So in terms of like making career choices, right? Children should be making decisions based on what they believe would work for them. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, regardless of how much love their parents have towards them, the ones who know
Yeah.
the right thing for them is themselves, right? Okay, that's really good. So in the beginning, you want to say like the parents' advice is always wanting the children to be doing well in their life, right? To do well, to do something good for themselves. So you can use what well intent.
Oh, well intentioned.
The advice from parents is well intentioned. But you can say, but sometimes, okay, it can inadvertently limit their
Offspring.
offspring. Okay, you know about this word, right?
Right.
Okay, what does it mean, inadvertently?
I mean, this can intern like that. Well, oh, actually, okay. Oh,
Okay, unintentionally, right? Okay, they do not do that with
with
purpose. Okay, just accidentally, unintentionally limit the offspring. Okay, this one, pursuit. Once again, pursuit.
pursuit,
Okay, we don't say suit or suit or something like that. Just pursuit. One more time.
career pursuit,
Really good. Career pursuit. And we don't say decide their own prospect. It should be decide their own career paths. Okay, because prospect is like a triển vọng, right? And we don't say quyết định cái triển vọng của họ, say quyết định cái con đường của họ. Decide
right?
their own career paths. Okay, or directions. Yeah. That's good. Okay. How about we move to the next one? You describe a time you used your phone to do something important. How about this
Okay.
one? Mhm.
A few months ago, I used my smartphone then to do something that felt very important to me emotionally. Uh, that is I recorded a live concert of my favorite singer. So it happened last maybe last January when I finally got the chance to attend a concert by my idol, whom I had admired for years. The
Mm.
moment I got the ticket, I knew I wanted to capture the experience so I could relive it later. On the night of the concert, I made sure my phone was fully charged and had enough storage space for recording videos and taking pictures. I had been looking for I had been looking forward to this concert for months, and I wanted to share the moment with my friends and my family, especially those who couldn't attend. So during the performance, I used my phone to record several of my favorite songs and even live streamed a few minutes on social media. The sound and video quality weren't perfect, but the memories were valuable. If I hadn't had my smartphone with me at that time, I would have missed the chance to capture such an unforgettable experience. Is something I still go back to from time to time. like watching those videos can bring back all the excitement and joy I felt that night. Okay.
All right. So, you are a pretty like avid concert goer, right?
Yeah.
Avid concert goer. Okay, okay. And you use your smartphone to capture everything.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit difficult because when we were, for example, at a concert, we are surrounded by a lot of people, right?
Right.
Okay. And we don't exactly stand near the stage. So it's a little bit challenging for us to capture high quality footage.
But I have to buy a stick, like I don't know, a stick really long
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
extend my hand and capture it on those on that really overcrowded situation.
Mm, mm. So you mean like this one? This one?
Oh yeah, right, right.
Okay. It's like a selfie stick or something like that. Oh, okay. I have it right next to me. Okay, this one. January.
Uh,
January.
January. January.
January. January. Four different syllables, right?
Jan-
January. And this one is relive. We don't say relive. Relive. Okay. One more time. Relive.
Live.
Okay. And you make sure that your phone was fully charged, right? Charged. Once again, I make sure.
I make sure that at that time my phone was fully charged.
Okay, okay, okay. How about a part three question with this one? Part three. Do you think it is too late to make a phone call at 11 or 12 p.m.? 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. at night? Do you think it's too late to call other people?
Yes, of course, for most people, 11 or 12 o'clock at night is too late to call, unless it's an emergency.
Mm.
Because late night calls can disturb others, especially if they are resting or have like early sleeping. So it's better to send a message or wait for a response during more reasonable hours.
Mm, okay, more reasonable hours, or just leave them a text message, right? So that they can reply when it is convenient for them. Okay, okay. And what kinds of emergencies are we talking about here?
Mm, maybe some accidents about yeah, about your close family.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So they
Or maybe like the family members have forgotten their keys and they cannot
oh
get inside the house, right? So we cannot expect them to go elsewhere for the night. Okay, so sometimes they need to make a phone call, a quick phone call, and hopefully we have yet to go to sleep at that time. Okay. And how about like the kind of situations when the relationships between the receivers and the callers, their relationship is close and they knew each other like very well. They know that the other person on the phone has not slept.
yeah,
Okay, they are like a night owls or something like that. So I write down here emergency and close relationship. So this can be the two exceptions. Okay. And if you want to give some adjectives, you can say, oh, if you make phone calls past midnight, okay, midnight, I'm sorry. If you make phone calls past midnight, it can be considered as inconsiderate.
Oh, inconsiderate.
Okay, or thought,
Thoughtless.
thoughtless, or maybe disturbed.
Disturbing, right?
Okay, disturbing, thoughtless, inconsiderate, or maybe you can use the word intruding.
Intrusive.
Intruding. It's like intrude or invade one's private
Privacy.
like some fat. It can be pretty intruding, disturbing, thoughtless, inconsiderate. Okay, one more. So, can you suggest some different ways to combat cell phone addiction?
For me, I have applied some like restrictions to stop my cell phone addiction. So people can set time limits on apps usage or turn off non-essential notifications. Or another way is allocating specific times for using their phones, mm, so that they can engage in more offline activities like outdoor exercises, that really help reduce screen time. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned two main techniques, right? The first one is to restrict screen time or turn off notification. So the purpose of it, the purpose of it is to eliminate distract.
Distractions.
Okay,
Oh,
eliminate distractions and minimize
exposure to screen, uh, to digital devices.
yes, minimize exposure, eliminate distraction. Okay. And the second thing is like you can say something like replace the addiction with some more productive per
Pursuit.
it can be offline activities. Okay, yes, really good. Pretty easy for you, right? Okay. Moving on, we have this one. A change that helps you save a lot of time. How about this? A change you make that helps you to save time. What is it?
Okay. So one of the most effective changes I have made to save time is writing a to-do list and planning out the next day every night before I go to bed. This habit started at the beginning of this year, during a period when I was constantly feeling overwhelmed with school and some personal tasks. Therefore, every morning I was rushing around trying to remember what I needed to do first. So sometimes I ended up wasting a lot of time.
Mm.
Uh, so one day it finally hit me when I missed an important deadline. I realized that I had been relying too much on my memory instead of organizing things properly. That's when I decided to change my routine and start writing a simple to-do list every night before bed. Since then, I have noticed a big improvement in how I manage my time. Um, in the beginning, it wasn't easy to stick to the habit, because I was too tired at the end of the day, but gradually it became a part of my evening routine. So I also found that it helps it can help me sleep better because I go to bed with a clear plan for the next day. If I hadn't started this routine, I would probably still be struggling to manage my time and feeling anxious in the mornings. So I really, um, I really, like treasured that activity.
Okay, you say I truly appreciate the change that I've made. Okay, yes. Appreciate, or maybe you use word that value. Okay, or you say I am glad that I made that change. Glad I made that change. I appreciate it. I value what I have gained since I made that decision. Okay, it's really good. A lot of good tenses here I've been relying too much on. However, once again, I've noticed.
I have noticed.
Okay, I've noticed. So you talk about the fact that you created like a to-do list, right? So that you know exactly what you need to do, what your priorities are, okay? And what should be tackled first and what should be left for later focusing, okay? However, you know what? Actually, I have another template if you want to use it three, right? If you want to use it three. Most of the time we say if it hadn't been for something, right? Or if I hadn't done something, it is our template. And at the same time, you say, if I had known something earlier, it could be another template. Okay, if I'd known something earlier, maybe my I wouldn't, okay, have wasted a lot of my time. If I'd known it earlier, okay, yes. And at the same time, you know what? The structure of if3, you can replace it with which structure? Which structure? Okay, you can say, oh, I wish I had known it earlier. And then you can say, oh, because if this is the case, I wouldn't have wasted a lot of my time. So you can combine with structure and if structure.
Yes.
Wouldn't have wasted a lot of my time. Okay. A lot of people they ignore the word structure. Okay. But if we can use it, it could be very impressive. All right. So part three question. Part three. Do you think frequent job hopping, it means changing job? Do you think frequent job hopping is a good or a bad thing? Changing your jobs, yeah, frequently. Is it a bad thing or a good thing?
I think it has both advantages and disadvantages. From the beneficial perspectives, changing jobs can help people grow professionally and they can gain new skills in different fields. However, frequent job changes can also create like instability. So it's really important to strike a balance and ensure that career changes align with some long-term goals rather than personal satisfaction.
Is it everything?
I think so.
All right. So you say something like, oh, changing jobs sometime can be beneficial, right? If you want to grow your career, something like that. But if we abuse it, it can be harmful and detrimental, and it can cause instability. This one,
Instability.
Okay. We don't say instability, like instability. Okay, okay, okay. Instability. Let's say. Okay. In what situations do people need to make changes to their life?
So situation. So I think people need to make changes in their life when they face some obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
For example, they in the workplace, they can face a lot of toxic pressure, and that can make them full of resentment and like depression. So they need to change the environment uh, to be healthier so that they can achieve more effectively work, like more effective work in their lives. Yeah.
Okay, you can say they can enhance their efficiency, right?
Yeah.
Okay, at work. All right. So that they can find satisfaction at work again. So if they are surrounded by toxic environment, toxic people, it's very hard for them to dedicate themselves to what they're
Yeah.
doing professionally. Okay, okay, okay. Is there any other like situations? Okay, you just focus on work-related context. That's fine. How about like different things? Okay. In like a academic or education kind of context or scenario, like change a major, change the study approach, lots of different things. Okay.
Okay. So for a academic purpose,
Mm-hmm.
some students choose uh, they choose the major with because of the parents guidance, but they feel they like had they feel like they have some aversion to that kind of measure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so they need to change for a better personal growth. Yeah, so they will feel more satisfied and fulfilled with what they are passionate about. Yeah.
Okay. Did you use the word like this? Aversion, right?
Aversion.
aversion,
Okay. And most of the time we say have an aversion to something, right? Have an
Yes.
aversion to something. Okay. And you know what? When we talk about jobs or majors, you can say, oh yeah, they choose it because of the influences from their parents, right? Ah, the persuasion from from their parents. But after a while, they realize that they are not cut out for the
Mm.
the job or the
Major.
major. Not cut out for. Are not cut out for. It means that the jobs or the majors are not suitable or fitting, are not suitable and fitting to their abilities or their hobbies, their strengths, something like that. Okay, okay, that's really good. We talked about change already. And between old people and young people who are more likely to make changes, what do you think?
Mm. Mhm. Uh, I think young people are often more open to change because
Mm.
they quite adaptive to new ideas. Mm, because yeah, new ideas, and they have time to change. They have energy to change. Meanwhile, older people may be more cautious and prefer the stability, but they still tend to make changes when necessary. Yeah.
Okay, so you mean like the older generations, they are more conservative. Okay, they are more this one. They are more cautious and they are more conservative. Okay, okay. They have less time. They have less time to adjust. Okay, really cool. With younger people, they have more time to experiment with their life. Okay, with older people, they don't have that much time. So what they want is like stability and not so much chaos in their life. Not so much chaos.
Right.
Okay, yes, yes, yes. We will see some pretty kind of difficult one. Describe a time when you were stuck in a traffic jam for a long time.
Okay.
All right.
For good, I hadn't.
You haven't prepared for this one, right? Okay, so yeah, so is there anything on your mind in terms of
Okay.
a kind of time that you were stuck in a traffic jam?
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
I remember an occasion where I was stuck in a heavy traffic on my way to school, and I think it happened just a few months ago. At that time, I had left home early and expected to reach school on time, but as soon as I went on the main road, I realized that the traffic was incredibly terrible. And I was stuck in the middle of it, uh, unable to move or unable to move forward. Yeah. Uh,
Okay. And how did you deal with it? Mm-hmm.
so while waiting, I was checking my phone every few minutes, hoping the traffic to ease up. The, I would it felt like I was just going nowhere and the frustration started to build up. I had been planning to review my notes before class, but instead I had to spend the time uh, to watch the clock and wondering if I would make it on time. So by the time I finally uh, reached reached the school, it was already late. Oh, and if I so I wish I had checked Google Maps for alternative routes so that taken a I would have avoided the traffic completely. Yeah.
Okay. And with traffic jam, you can use the word
Oh,
gridlock. Okay. Or even traffic congestion. Once again, traffic.
traffic congestion.
Congestion, right? Gridlock or traffic jam. Oh, so you use the structure of I wish I had checked. Okay, okay. Um, I can see past perfect right here. Which structure? This one is enable, not unable or something. Unable.
Unable.
Okay, unable to move forward. Okay. And if you want to say like a traffic jam, right? Traffic congestion, gridlock, heavy traffic, terrible traffic. At the same time, you can use what? Bumper to bumper traffic. Okay, can you help me to read this one?
Bumper to bumper traffic.
Okay, you can say, um, I was horrified by the, and then bumper and bumper traffic in front of me. I was horrified. Okay. And bumper to bumper traffic, it means like the kind of traffic that you couldn't move forward. You couldn't move forward even an inch. Okay. Yes. And you know what? Um, you could talk a little bit more about like the reasons why it was so crowded, the reason why the road was so congested. Is it because of a festival, a celebration, or is it because it was during peak hours or something like that? That's a
I
little bit of
I think there was an accident, so that the people stopped to watch, and also it's kind of occupied a great extent of road, so it's
hmm.
caused the traffic jam.
Okay, so an accident took place, right? Okay, and the curious commuters on the road, curious commuter on the road, they stop. They either stop or slow down. Okay, which congested the road, okay, or the street, something like that. And maybe if there was an accident, we have the ambulance and the
Yeah,
traffic patrols, traffic officers trying to solve the situation, address it. So the whole atmosphere can be very chaotic and turbulent. Okay, and you know what? Your answer was good already, but if you want to make it more detailed and more like vivid, you can add the
reason.
reason like that, and you can talk about like the atmosphere, the overall atmosphere. It can be chaotic, it can be turbulent, it can be full of rowdy people. Okay, yes, the noise can be very deafening noise. You can say like deafening noise from
So,
vehicles honk honking. Okay, beep 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 beep. Vehicles honking. Yeah, deafening noise. So these word we call them like a descriptive
language.
language. The kind of language that can help you to describe something. And the examiners they love that. So
Right.
if you can combine descriptive language and personal storytelling, it's the ultimate recipe for high band score in IELTS speaking.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah, we talk about traffic jam, right? Traffic jam. And how about this one? What should people do when they are in a traffic congestion? What should people do?
I so in my country case, people just like stay in their position and wait for the wo- wait for the situation of traffic being eased up. Um, um, but I think the better way is that you can check up the Google Maps for alternative routes so that you can find the faster way to arrive your desired locations, because nowadays the Google Maps has updated the new feature that can point out the congested road on the apps. Yeah.
They can help you to evaluate the density of commuters, or you can say how heavy traffic is, right? Okay, they can help you to evaluate it and recommend some less heavy kind of routes. Okay, yes, pretty good. There's a time when you say something like wait for the situation, and you was thinking to think of the right word, and you
Right.
ended up using like being is up or something like that. Sometimes we need to go for something simple to make sure our fluency is not compromised. Okay, so here you just say, oh, wait for the situation to get better. Okay, or you can say, wait for the traffic to be not ease up or ease up, something like that. You can say alleviate.
Alleviated.
You know about this word already, right?
All right.
Okay. So next one, how could the government prevent traffic from becoming overcrowded or too heavy?
First of all, I think limit it. They would limit the use of private vehicles like motorbikes or the private cars, so that policy can enhance people, like encourage people to use public transport more. That can reduce the congestion on roads. Moreover, the states can also invest more on the transport infrastructure to make the road widen and more organized, like separate the lane, the dedicated lane for special vehicles, and that so that it can improve the overall situation in that country. Yeah.
So I can say as soon as I asked you this question, you seemed very enthusiastic. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty common as writing task one kind of question, right? All right. Government and traffic jam. So you came up with all the common kind of solutions. All right. We need to limit personal vehicles, right? So that in turn can encourage like the adoption or more widespread adoption of public transit. Okay, that's good. However, when you mention state, it should be the state, right? Not just state. Okay, the state, and make the road widened, widened. Once, okay. Once again, make the road.
Make the road widened.
Okay. And there's a time when you mentioned like we should have dedicated lanes for like bicycles and some other special vehicles, right? So you say like make the situation better. It's a little bit general, right? It's a little bit general. You can say, oh, it can accommodate. It can so these lanes can accommodate specific types of vehicles and maybe alleviate the traffic pressure. Okay. Can accommodate specific types of vehicles and ultimately alleviate the traffic pressure. Okay. Yes, really good. One more. This one. Describe an occasion when someone, not you, someone gave you positive advice or suggestion about your work or study.
Okay.
Someone give you. Okay. What do you have in mind?
So one memorable occasion when I needed advice was during my final year of high school. At the time, I was struggling with choosing a major. I had been turning between language or law, so the uncertainty was so overwhelming. So I had already been thinking about it for months, but I still felt lost. Therefore, I decided to ask my uncle to know that to seek out some valuable advice he would offer, because I know that he is really practical and also um, like provide emotional support. So yeah, my uncle is a person who has had a significant influence on me. He works at a nurse in public hospital, and he always share a lot of his job stories, so I really count on him. Um, so before I approached him, I had tried to weigh the pros and cons on my own, but I felt that's so hard for me. And I had even discussed it with my friends, but none of their suggestions seemed to resonate with me. So finally, I turned to my uncle for his opinions. He told me that choose something that makes you feel fulfilled and you will never regret it. Um, so if it hadn't been for that conservations a conversation it hadn't been for that conversations, I would didn't have realized that I had been focusing real too much on what I thought would be practical or like um not so practical. So that advice truly made me happy. Yeah. And gave me the clarity I needed to choose my path. Yeah. Okay.
So he gave you like the kind of recommendation that makes you believe more in your decision, right? Right? That gives you some sort of like confidence or confirmation or validation in terms of knowing that, oh, I have chosen the right one, and what I need is just to go forward.
Yeah.
Okay, good one. I can see with this one, I can see that you are very comfortable with using past perfect now, right? Past perfect and past perfect continuous. Can you see that? All right. Before that, I had consulted or I had asked advice from my friends, but none of their suggestions seemed to resonate with me. Something like that. Or I had been toning or something like that. Oh, just toning here, like I had been torn. It would be better. Okay, because like I had been torn is like passive voice right here. Passive voice. I've been torn between not toning, and this one realized. Realized.
Realized.
Okay,
Real-
realized. Realized. And the word fulfilled, you repeated it quite a number of times, right? Fulfilled, fulfilled. Apart from fulfilled, you can use word satisfied, right? Okay, satisfied. Or at the same time, you can use what content as an adjective. Content.
Content. Content.
Okay, I will show you this. Contain. Adjective. Okay, yes.
content, content,
Okay, satisfied with what you have. Okay, content. All right, and how about a part 3 related to this one? Do you think that teachers should give life advice to their students?
Mm. Um, I I think it's necessary for teachers to give some life advice for their students. Um, Teachers also are the role models for a lot of younger generations, so their advice can have some like values on their daily life, and many students spend a lot of time in their school, so are easily to they are easily impression impressed impressed by the teachers, so they and teachers also experience a lot of different stages of life, so they have um, practical experience, so they advise will be trustworthy, right? And dependable, right?
Okay, the advice might be like valuable. Okay, might worth something. Okay, yes, really good. Oh, you use the word value, right? At the same time, you can use the word
Credibility.
Oh, their advice, has high credibility because they have gone through different stages of life. Or you can say, oh, you can use the word like they have accumulated a wealth of practical experience. Most of the time, when you mention experience, you can use the phrase of a wealth of experience. A wealth of experience. They have accumulated a wealth of practical experience. And there's a time when you mentioned the majority of children's time or students' time is spent at school, right? Okay, so their interactions or exposure to their teachers are extensive. So whatever they are thinking can be influenced by their teachers. I think the word influenced, it will be more fitting than the word impressed. Okay, like influenced. They're more influenced. However, you know what? The reason why I asked you this question is because we have the word life advice, right? And it can be a little bit broad, Like if I am an English teacher, I will try my best to limit myself to giving my students advice on the kind of subject that I'm teaching because that's the area that I know best as compared to, let's say, like a relationship or finance or family relationships, stuff like that. So you can begin your answer like what you have just done, but at the end you can give like, however, in some cases, something like that, the teachers should control themselves a little bit and do not try and give advice on every single area, especially the area that they know little about. They know little about. Like teachers, they're good at teaching specific subjects, and they at the same time, it doesn't guarantee that they know about like healthcare tips or like the way to maintain good health. So they shouldn't be talking nonsense on these areas. Okay, so I will write down here. Um, you will say, on the other hand, teachers should also avoid giving advice on areas that they don't have what? That they don't have.
Expertise.
Yeah, the right word. Expertise on.
On.
Okay. So if you answer like this, your response will be very multifaceted. Multifaceted. Okay. Đa chiều, right? Okay. A multilateral. And you know what? The examiners, they love the answers that can cover different aspects because it's the same like IELTS writing task too, you know. Sometimes we write a partly agree, right? Partly agree, 60 agree, 40% disagree, things like that. And part three in speaking, it resembles the nature of IELTS writing task too. So the more nuanced your answers are, the better. Okay. It showcases that you can think in multiple directions and you are not like repetitive or monotonous. Okay. It is flexible. Okay. Yeah. All right, really good. I can see the first part of today's lesson, you were a little bit like a rushed and
Right.
you were not at your best performance. But then as the lesson went on, you regained your confidence and you regained your like your linguistic flexibility and you enjoyed it more. And I want to see the same version of you in the latter half of this lesson. Okay,
Right.
to continue to flourish. Okay, continue to flourish. I remember the kind of topic when we talk about like a time you got stuck in a traffic jam or something like that. Let's say despite you not preparing for it in advance, you did a good job. Okay, and you use a lot of good words. Just remember in part two, try to make it more personal. That's the first thing. And at the same time, you also need to use more descriptive language when needed, like the reasons why, or your feelings, the atmosphere, the other people's reactions, things like that. Okay, really good. All right, and we will have our next lesson on Monday, right? On Monday, from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Is it true? Okay, yes. And from next week, we can continue with all three parts of the exam. All right, you did a good job today, but make sure the ending sound, okay, like overwhelmed, realized, fully charged, something
Right.
like. And sometimes patient is your friend. Patient,
Patience.
patient, something like that. Okay, and the tip or the traps, I left in a place, things like that as well. Okay, that's fine. We'll see each other next time, okay? All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.
You.
Bye bye.